SCP-106, also known as the Old Man, is a prominent anomaly documented by the SCP Foundation. The entity is described as a humanoid figure, appearing as an elderly male in advanced stages of decomposition. Its physical form is highly corrosive, which causes surfaces in contact with it to undergo rapid decay. SCP-106 possesses the ability to phase through solid matter, allowing it to move through walls and other barriers effortlessly. One of the most notable characteristics of SCP-106 is its capacity to capture its victims. Upon encountering a target, the entity will proceed to touch them, leaving behind a corrosive residue that weakens the structural integrity of the victim's body. Following this interaction, SCP-106 will retreat into its pocket dimension, described as an alternate plane of existence. Victims taken into this dimension experience extreme psychological and physical torment, often resulting in severe physical degradation and ultimately death. The exact motives and purposes of SCP-106's actions remain unclear. The entity appears to derive pleasure from inflicting suffering upon its victims and exhibits predatory behavior. It actively seeks out potential prey and shows particular interest in individuals experiencing feelings of distress or vulnerability. Containment procedures for SCP-106 involve maintaining a secure chamber with specialized materials to prevent the entity from phasing through walls. The chamber is equipped with various traps and deterrents to impede SCP-106's movements and facilitate its recapture, should it breach containment. Researchers and personnel assigned to SCP-106's containment must adhere to strict protocols to minimize the risk of capture and avoid prolonged exposure to the entity. SCP-087, also known as the Staircase, is a Euclid-class anomalous object documented by the SCP Foundation. It is described as an unending concrete staircase with unknown depths. The stairs exhibit no visible terminus, with measurements indicating that they extend far beyond what should be physically possible for the structure they are contained within. The anomaly associated with SCP-087 involves an unidentified entity that resides within the staircase. This entity is only visible through indirect means, such as through video footage or low-light conditions. It has been observed to manifest as a face or faces, typically appearing at random intervals on the walls or within the darkness beyond the reach of the light source. As individuals descend further into SCP-087, the entity becomes increasingly hostile. Its behavior includes growling, crying, whispering, and vocalizations in various languages. It may also emit physical threats, such as banging on the walls or other aggressive actions. The entity has been known to pursue individuals who venture too far into the staircase, disappearing only when the subject retreats to a higher floor. Exploration of SCP-087 is conducted by sending D-Class personnel equipped with a video recording device and a light source. These explorations aim to gather information about the entity and the depths of the staircase. However, no successful exploration has reached the bottom, as all subjects have either retreated due to the entity's aggression or have disappeared entirely. The SCP Foundation continues to monitor and study SCP-087, attempting to understand its origin, the nature of the entity, and the underlying mechanics of the anomaly. Efforts to neutralize or contain the entity have proven unsuccessful thus far. SCP-087 serves as a constant reminder of the dangers posed by the unknown and the importance of containment and research within the SCP Foundation. SCP-173, commonly known as the Sculpture, is an anomalous object described in the fictional universe of the SCP Foundation. It is a humanoid statue made of concrete and rebar, standing approximately 1.9 meters tall and weighing around 1590 kilograms. The primary anomaly associated with SCP-173 is its ability to move at incredibly high speeds, but only when it is not being directly observed by any living being. When unobserved, SCP-173 will abruptly shift its position and move towards its victims, typically by quickly traversing distances within its line of sight. It is important to note that SCP-173 does not have any form of locomotion. Instead, it teleports or moves instantly from one point to another when unobserved. The exact mechanics of this movement are not well understood, but it is presumed to be a result of an unknown anomalous effect. When a person observes SCP-173, it becomes completely immobile, frozen in place. However, This immobility lasts only as long as SCP-173 remains within the individual's direct line of sight. As soon as eye contact is broken, whether intentionally or unintentionally, such as blinking or turning away, SCP-173 will resume its movement towards its intended victim. SCP-173's primary method of killing is by snapping the necks of individuals within its vicinity. It is known to attack swiftly and violently, often resulting in fatal injuries to its victims. To prevent such incidents, personnel assigned to SCP-173's containment are instructed to maintain continuous direct eye contact with it at all times. The containment procedures for SCP-173 involve keeping it in a locked container made of reinforced steel. Multiple individuals are required to enter the containment chamber for maintenance or inspection purposes, ensuring that at least one person maintains direct visual contact with SCP-173 at all times. The use of video surveillance equipment with motion detection features has also been implemented to alert personnel in case of any unexpected movement. SCP-173 is considered highly dangerous and requires constant vigilance to prevent it from breaching containment. The Foundation's personnel follow strict protocols to minimize the risk of unintended eye contact or other instances that may allow SCP-173 to move freely. SCP-096, commonly referred to as the Shy Guy, is another anomalous entity within the SCP Foundation universe. It is a humanoid creature measuring approximately 2.38 meters in height. SCP-096 appears to be thin and malnourished, with long limbs and pale, featureless skin. The primary anomaly associated with SCP-096 is its extreme sensitivity to anyone who views its face, even in photographs or video recordings. When an individual observes SCP-096's face, regardless of the distance or medium, it will enter an agitated state. During this state, SCP-096 will display intense distress and begin screaming, covering its face with its hands. Following the observation of its face, SCP-096 will enter a violent pursuit mode, disregarding any obstacles in its path. It can traverse great distances in a short period of time with incredible speed and agility. SCP-096 has been observed to break through various barriers, such as doors and walls, in its relentless pursuit of the individual who viewed its face. Once SCP-096 reaches its target, it will engage in a gruesome and highly violent attack, often resulting in the death of the individual. The methods employed by SCP-096 during these attacks are described as brutal and destructive, leaving little chance for survival. Additionally, SCP-096 has displayed the ability to track and locate its targets, even across great distances or within heavily fortified locations. Containment procedures for SCP-096 involve keeping it within a specially designed humanoid containment cell. The cell is constructed to minimize the possibility of accidental visual contact with SCP-096's face. Any windows or observation points must be made of one-way mirrored glass, preventing SCP-096 from observing individuals outside its containment cell. If SCP-096's face is inadvertently viewed, the Foundation has established Protocol 96 Bravo. This protocol involves immediate mobilization of mobile task forces to the location of the observer in order to prevent further harm. The primary objective is to terminate or neutralize the observer to prevent SCP-096 from entering its aggressive pursuit mode. It is important to note that the SCP Foundation takes extraordinary measures to ensure the containment of SCP-096, as its violent nature poses a significant threat to human life. SCP-682, known as the hard-to-destroy reptile, is a highly dangerous and resilient creature in the SCP Foundation universe. It is an enormous reptilian creature resembling a crocodile or lizard, with a length of approximately 6 meters. SCP-682 possesses remarkable regenerative abilities and is nearly indestructible. It has demonstrated the capability to recover from severe damage, including complete dismemberment or destruction of vital organs. Various attempts to terminate SCP-682 have been made, including the use of heavy artillery, corrosive substances, and even nuclear weapons, but all have proven ineffective. In addition to its incredible resilience, SCP-682 displays high levels of intelligence and adaptability. It has shown the ability to learn and strategize, making it a highly dangerous entity. SCP-682 has expressed a strong desire for destruction and has an intense hatred towards all forms of life. It poses a significant threat to humanity and exhibits an instinctive drive to cause havoc and chaos. Containment procedures for SCP-682 involve confining it within a highly secure containment chamber, constructed with reinforced steel and equipped with acid-resistant materials. The chamber is equipped with multiple automated weapon systems and acid sprayers to deter SCP-682's escape attempts. Additionally, a heavily armed response team is stationed nearby to neutralize any breaches or containment failures. The Foundation regularly conducts tests on SCP-682 to better understand its capabilities and weaknesses. These tests involve exposing SCP-682 to various stimuli, substances, and situations to evaluate its response and potential vulnerabilities. The goal is to find effective means of containment or neutralization, though thus far, no foolproof method has been discovered. It is important to note that SCP-682 is considered an extremely dangerous entity, and containment breaches involving it have the potential to result in catastrophic consequences. The Foundation remains vigilant in monitoring and containing SCP-682 to prevent its escape and minimize the threat it poses to humanity. Please keep in mind that all information about SCPs is based on fictional works and not rooted in reality. SCP-3199, also known as Humans Refuted, is an anomalous entity within the SCP Foundation universe. It is described as a creature with a bird-like appearance, resembling a humanoid avian entity. SCP-3199 displays hostile behavior and exhibits a particular focus on pregnant women. When SCP-3199 encounters a pregnant woman, it will aggressively attempt to forcibly remove the fetus from her womb. It uses its sharp talons or other methods to extract the unborn child, causing significant harm or fatality to the mother in the process. SCP-3199 then utilizes the extracted fetuses to construct intricate nests made of various organic materials, creating a grotesque and disturbing environment. These nests are described as elaborate structures, often incorporating human remains, feathers, and other items related to the construction and composition of a typical bird's nest. SCP-3199 shows a strong attachment and protective behavior towards these nests, defending them from any perceived threats with great aggression. Efforts to terminate or neutralize SCP-3199 have proven challenging due to its agility, combat abilities, and evasive tactics. The creature has demonstrated the capability to swiftly evade capture and inflict harm on personnel attempting to subdue it. The Foundation continues to develop and refine strategies to contain and control SCP-3199 effectively. Containment protocols for SCP-3199 involve monitoring pregnant individuals and providing increased security measures to prevent its access to potential victims. Pregnant women within the vicinity of SCP-3199's containment area are to be closely monitored and protected from any potential encounters. It is important to note that the SCP Foundation takes the safety of individuals affected by SCP anomalies seriously and works diligently to protect them from harm. The containment and study of SCP-3199 aim to understand its anomalous properties and develop methods for neutralization while ensuring the safety of pregnant individuals. SCP-3008, commonly known as an Endless IKEA, is an anomalous location within the SCP Foundation universe. It is described as an IKEA retail store that extends indefinitely beyond its exterior dimensions, forming an expansive and seemingly infinite space within. The primary anomaly of SCP-3008 occurs during its closing hours. When individuals enter SCP-3008 after the store is closed, they find themselves trapped within its confines. The entrance they use to enter SCP-3008 no longer leads to the outside world, but instead opens into an ever-expanding labyrinthine space filled with shelves, furniture displays, and aisles. While inside SCP-3008, individuals may encounter hostile humanoid entities known as staff members. These entities are former customers or employees who have become trapped within SCP-3008 and have undergone significant physiological and behavioral changes. The staff members display aggressive behavior and will attack and pursue any individuals they encounter within the store. Survivors within SCP-3008 must navigate its vast expanse, finding food, water, and shelter within the store's various departments and showrooms. The layout of SCP-3008 is known to change and shift unpredictably, making it difficult for individuals to find their way out or establish a stable living environment. The Foundation has established multiple outposts and research stations within SCP-3008 to study its anomalous properties and provide support for survivors. However, escape from SCP-3008 remains an ongoing challenge due to its seemingly endless nature and the ever-present threat posed by the staff members. SCP-610, known as the Flesh That Hates, is a highly contagious and transformative anomalous infection within the SCP Foundation universe. It is described as a fungal organism that affects both human and animal tissue, resulting in the transformation of the infected tissue into a grotesque and living mass of flesh. SCP-610 is known to spread through direct contact with infected individuals or by contact with biological matter contaminated by the anomaly. The infection initially manifests as a rash or lesions on the skin, which gradually worsen as the fungus infiltrates the body. As the infection progresses, the affected tissue undergoes a horrifying transformation, resembling a fleshy, pulsating mass with no discernible organs or recognizable features. The transformed tissue exhibits aggressive and violent behavior, attacking nearby organisms in an attempt to propagate the infection further. The transformation caused by SCP-610 is agonizing and irreversible. Infected individuals lose their cognitive functions and succumb to their feral and violent nature. The infection continues to spread as the transformed individuals attack and transmit the anomaly to uninfected subjects. Containment procedures for SCP-610 involve the identification and quarantine of infected individuals and areas. The Foundation employs isolation protocols and the use of biological hazard suits to prevent the spread of the infection. Efforts are made to limit contact with infected subjects and to sanitize affected areas to minimize the risk of further contamination. Research on SCP-610 is challenging due to its highly aggressive and rapidly spreading nature. The Foundation aims to understand the origins, behavior, and potential means of neutralization of the anomaly to prevent further outbreaks and contain its effects on the population. SCP-1, also known as the Living Room, is an anomalous location within the SCP Foundation's containment database. It refers to a particular room that exhibits several unique properties and effects. The living room appears as an average-sized living room, typically found in residential homes. However, it possesses several anomalous traits. Notably, the room is capable of modifying its internal layout and contents to match the memories and desires of individuals who enter it. These modifications can range from furniture arrangement to personal belongings and even the overall architectural design of the room. Subjects who enter the living room often experience a sense of nostalgia, as it tends to recreate spaces reminiscent of their past or idealized versions of familiar environments. The room has the ability to generate realistic illusions, providing sensory feedback and recreating specific events from an individual's life. This can include recreating past conversations, reliving significant moments, or generating pleasant or distressing scenarios. While the living room's effects appear benign, prolonged exposure or repeated visits have been known to cause psychological distress. Subjects may become fixated on the room, exhibiting addictive behaviors, and developing a compulsion to return. Over time, individuals may lose touch with reality, becoming detached from the outside world and fixated solely on the experiences provided by the living room. Due to the potential psychological risks involved, access to SCP-1 is restricted, and experimentation or exploration requires the approval of authorized personnel. The room is to be monitored for any unusual or hazardous manifestations, as well as any signs of psychological deterioration in individuals who have interacted with it. SCP-2521, also known as the Invisible Keeper, is an anomalous entity featured in the fictional universe of the SCP Foundation. However, I must note that my knowledge is based on information available up until September 2021, and there might have been updates or additions to the SCP universe since then. SCP-2521 is described as a creature that appears to be a black, featureless silhouette. It is able to move quickly and silently, and it is known for its unique ability to instantly teleport to any location that contains any information or depiction of itself in a written or illustrated form. This includes words, pictures, symbols, or even gestures resembling SCP-2521. Once it has identified the presence of such information, it will quickly appear and seize the source, taking it away to an unknown location. The entity is highly elusive and difficult to contain or study due to its ability to rapidly teleport and its sensitivity to any depictions of itself. Therefore, the SCP Foundation has established strict protocols to minimize the risk of encountering SCP-2521 and to avoid providing it with any information about itself. Researchers and personnel are advised to use non-verbal and non-written means of communication when discussing SCP-2521 to prevent its awareness and potential teleportation. Due to its nature, there is limited information available on the intentions, origins, or behavior of SCP-2521. Its actions seem to suggest a strong desire to maintain secrecy and remove any knowledge or records about itself. The motivations behind these behaviors are largely speculative and remain a mystery within the SCP Foundation lore.